everybody. Happy Saturday. Let me check to make sure my mic's working. It is. Okay. I was having a weird issue earlier when I was trying to set this up where, for whatever reason, it disconnected my mic, even though I was trying to set up a second webcam, which has nothing to do with that. Also, thank you for the follow, B-Winks. Appreciate it. I love the Reddit posts. I like to actually go on. I do it more when I'm at work because I can just listen to stuff. But I like to go on and just choose random people too. It's pretty fun. I'm wondering, are you watching like the Justice League with this 4-hour one? I know you're lurking, but because Doug and I watched the 4-hour one, my boyfriend, and like that, I thought it was better. It was more interesting because it had more like actual storyline instead of just like go. But at the same point, it was like it's 4 hours, and I realized while watching it that my favorite DC person is the Flash in like every medium ever. I'm not a big DC person, but I like the Flash. He is fun. Everybody else is like too powerful. You know what I mean? Like, or too one note. Because like Superman is all good, has like no weaknesses other than a rock that can't be found on this planet. That's too much. Batman is again too powerful and emo, like, except for the Adam West version. Is that who it was? Yeah, so I really enjoy the Flash because like he's good. He's definitely good. I don't feel like he's as one note because he's very nerdy and also like not at the same time, and then it's just like into the science and kind of klutzy, but also super fast and coordinated and all that. And I find his character interesting. Anyway, this is not a talk about the Justice League stream. This is a paint some Warhammer miniatures stream because today I tend to, when I sit around the house, I'll get really bored. So we go somewhere, like pretty much every day. Like a lot of days I'll go to work, but like on the weekends I need somewhere to go that is not work because I'm not going to work on the weekends. So usually we just drive around, but today we wanted to go to the Warhammer store. Doug wanted to go to the Warhammer store. And I like painting the figures. I don't really play the game. I haven't played it, but the figures are really fun, and I like trying to make little dioramas of them. I haven't yet. Last time I streamed was I streaming or was I on a Skype call? I don't remember. But I was painting a dinosaur. And yeah, I'm just about done with that, but I haven't put it into the diorama. But anyway, today we went in and they're doing a thing where they give you a little free like figurine. I have two because I have Doug's. He doesn't like painting. And you can paint it up and put it on the webpage, and then you're basically in a contest, and if you win the contest, you get to put your figure up in the store. Which, I don't really care about that, but I was like, hey, free painty thing. I like painting. So, if I win, cool. Show it off. I really end up relying on the DC animated universe for great representations of DC heroes. Yeah, I've heard that's great. Oh, I broke this one's head off. Well, I'm going to have to go get some glue, but luckily that's not the one I was going to paint today, so perfect. Yeah, I really like the little bit of the animated universe I've seen as well. I haven't seen it now, it's bugging me. I have to get glue. It's right over here. But I really like the animated universe as well. I haven't seen nearly as much of it as you. Mild decapitation, you know, it happens. Luckily, we have glue to fix that. It's fine. I can actually switch this to the crafting thing. Ooh, so you can see my hands. This camera, the second camera, is not great. But it will do if this glue will work. There we go. So I just wanted you to be able to see what I'm doing, because otherwise it's going to get really boring. Let me make sure I get his head on the correct direction. Well, the plus side, maybe I can like tilt his head a bit. I've done that a lot with some of the other models. Not so much the skeletons, which these both are skeleton warrior dudes, which I haven't worked with before, but I did it a lot when I did the Nurgles, because stay. Okay. Now we're just going to let that dry for a minute. I did a lot with the Nurgles because they're so customizable. Because those are like, I don't know a lot about Warhammer figurine lore, so if that's what you're here for, please go visit another channel and or look it up yourself. But those are like, they pray to the god Nurgle, who is the god of chaos and or death. I'm not sure. And anyway, you become his follower, and then you get all like rotty, but you get immortality. So those are really fun because you can do weird things like give them tentacles or be like, oh, you no longer get an arm or whatever. Like, I especially like doing the tentacles. Those are fun. And then you paint the things you've customized. Now these are a little harder to customize. And unfortunately, neither of my two cameras, I tried this out before, are great at getting close-ups, but it's a little skeleton. He's got a sword and a shield and weird wing hats. They look kind of like bats. But anyway, here, we can try it with this one too to see if I can get a better picture. But I was trying to get them to focus. And yeah, it's too focused on my face. So, trust me, he's a little skeleton man. But anyway, those are the things. They gave us these. And then we can paint them, post them to the Facebook group, and join the contest. And I like painting them, and it's fun to get the free ones. So, we were discussing it, Doug and I, and he came up with the idea that it'd be really fun. First of all, he said, okay, well, they're dead. They're skeletons. So they died some way. You can basically have had them die however you want, which is cool, I guess. But then he discussed freezing, and I was like, that's awesome because I can use a lot of blue. I have there's a specific color palette for like everything, and I looked it up for these skeleton dudes, and it's like black and white, and I'm like, that's no fun. I want them to be colorful, so they're gonna be blue to represent the freezing. And I don't know what to do for like snow and stuff. I looked up a snow recipe using Elmer's glue and baking powder. Can't use baking soda because that will yellow. Which I might do that, or I might just go get some snow stuff from like a craft store or one of the game stores. Anyway, I'm gonna pour out some stuff and we'll get started. From this, I think it's gonna be best to start on. He has like a little almost kilt area down here. And we're going to start with that, and I have 3 blue choices that I chose today / the other day. And they look pretty much the same on this camera. But this is like a dark blue, this is a medium blue, and this is a light blue. Yep, they look the same. This one looks whiter. So I flipped it so you can see, I flipped the camera, that camera, so you can see what I'm seeing. But I'm having a hard time then orienting how to move because I'm used to working with this camera. Oh, thank you for following, Muted Sage. I appreciate it. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is do the main like kilt. I'm just going to keep calling it a kilt. I'm sure it's not supposed to be a skeleton kilt. I'm going to do the main kilt in like this medium blue that I'm going to show you, even though it looks the same. And then do the highlights in the light blue and some of the lowlights in the dark blue. Oh, from there you can see it's different blue. Exciting. So, I just find it fun to work with. I'm not like the best painter in the world by far, and I don't have an airbrush, but I like the skill of it. Oh, that's an interesting color. It reminds me a lot of like the cerulean in the Crayola pack. So I have this very professional palette over here that's definitely not a paper plate. I'm going to put some of the paint on it. And this is an actual Citadel, their brand color. So you want to make sure that the paint is a little watered down because otherwise it gets clumpy. And it's way too thick. Which I have learned the hard way. Slash also because they told me, but I did not listen and then did it wrong. So, yeah, anyway, we also bought, while we were there was a tank, which I bought from the other Warhammer section. There's two types of Warhammer. There's like, almost fantasy type, and then like sci-fi type. So it's 40k and Age of Sigmar. And like, I like the game portion of 40k better. Oh, Cryptid Gaming says hi. Oh, I love Cryptid Gaming. I've made a couple blankets for you guys. Yeah. And soap. Nothing painted though. Well, no, I did ornaments. And the sleds this year. That's Doug's Gaming Guild that he is in for Eve Games. And every year we do Christmas presents. Need to figure out what I'm doing this year. Anyway, Age of Sigmar is like the fantasy one. And I like that aesthetic. Like, I really like, they have what I would consider more of the monsters, and they have like ghosts, and they're lizard men, but they're basically dinosaurs. Which, that's really fun. But the game portion of 40k is more popular, so it's been more supported. And there's more stuff for it. But, as Doug was telling me earlier, because I don't know a lot about it, so we were just chatting in the store, there's certain models where it can work for both ones. So I'm interested in looking into those, because I think it would be fun to play the sci-fi version with the fantasy models. As is, these are the sci-fi... I don't know. I think these are technically supposed to be the sci-fi ones, but I don't remember. They came in a sci-fi box. It would make sense that they would fit more with the fantasy kind, though. I can hear Doug typing. I don't know if he's typing to me. Okay, they are the fantasy ones, which makes sense because I was looking in the store and I was like, oh, there's a section that's just creatively titled Death. And it's got like your skeletons and your ghosts and stuff. And I was just like, I just want to paint these ones. They look really cool. Trying to get the paint to dry. It doesn't take very long. Especially since it's so watered down and also it's dry in here. Because we have the air on because it's 94 degrees outside. Or at least it was earlier. And I would die. Because I'm the kind of person who likes like 68 degrees, no higher. There we go. The only unfortunate thing with having to water it down, it does look significantly better, but you have to put on so many layers of paint. But it still looks better because it's not as clumpy, it's just lots of paint layers. So it's worth it. Yes, he's also wearing a, like, armor chest. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I think I will do it just, like, silver... I don't know why I'm pointing to my shirt to demonstrate what color, because not this color. Like a silver gray. And then maybe put some rusted aspects on it, if I can get that to work. I think that would look really cute. Because I'm guessing, if he's dead, he hasn't been super well taken care of his armor, because... why wouldn't they? Do you ever use a magnifying glass? I do. On some of the smaller aspects, I have... it's a lighted magnifying glass. I just don't have it over here because there's a lot of stuff on this table right now. But, especially when I was doing... one of the last things I did was a giant pyramid. And you had to have very small detail on it. Oh, thank you for following! Like... But yeah, you had to have very small detail because it had like vines and stuff waving up the top of the pyramid. And I had to have a magnifying glass on that because I could not see. But in general, I tend to have very good, like, near vision. I'm super nearsighted, so like this I can see great. Especially since I'm just doing his big kilt / skirt. / I don't know what it's supposed to be. It looks like, in the picture I found online of this, because I was thinking of actually doing it realistically before I decided I did not want to do that. It looked almost black with like metallic highlights. So I don't know if it's supposed to be, say, a metal something, metal sash or what, but I don't want to do that. I want to do the blue to represent the cold, because he is frozen. And I'd like to do some ice. But I don't know what to do for the ice. Because, like, you can get specific, like, crackle paint texture to paint over stuff to make it look frosted. But I do not have that. I'd have to see if I could find it. I don't think they had it in the store. They have black crackle, which I have some. Sorry, I need some water. My throat is scratchy because it went from like reasonably cold to allergy season in like 3 seconds. Speaking of, sorry. But yeah, you can do like white crackle. Otherwise, I was thinking, I found like a tutorial for making fake ice cubes online that involved getting some of those like children's, like the beads that you can make the necklaces out of, like as a child, with like a literal piece of yarn. And if you get some of those in the clear, then you can melt those down and make ice cubes. So I was like, what if instead of melting them down, I just took some and smashed them and made little ice shards? I did not have any of those either. I'm just going to keep coughing, I apologize. But I could go get some of those pretty easily. Those are easy to find. Actually, I might have some. I know I have some in red. That probably wouldn't work unless I wanted it to be bloody ice. Which, I mean, it's a war. Alright, his skirt kilt thing looks reasonably... Maybe one more layer. I'd rather have an extra layer and have it not do much than not have enough layers and have it see through. That's just annoying. It's a small enough thing, it doesn't take very long to give it a layer. Oh yeah, it needed some. I had some cracks missing. Well, that is embarrassing. Yeah, if my camera focused better on small things, I'd give you an example of some of the things I have painted. Because I've done some painting things before and they're really fun. Turns out I'm much better at painting this than I am at painting, like, paintings. Large style I can't do, but if you're like, give me an object and I'll paint it, alright, great. There, he's got a blue skirt. Sorry, it's not on camera. Blue. You can kind of see it. I'm going to rinse off my brush over here. My water cup is off screen because it's not very aesthetic. And I swear I wasn't coughing until I started this. But yeah, it's an old red Solo cup that I've had for multiple painting things, so it's gonna be over there. Just getting all the paint off, trying to make sure I didn't get any paint too far up in the paintbrush. Which if I did, that was fine. This was like from a pack of 10 or 15 paint brushes for $5, I think. I do have a very fine detail brush that I bought today because if Doug does not stop me, I just will buy things at the Warhammer store. This blue will not stay shiny when it dries, but at the end you can put a varnish on it to make it shiny. So as you can see, it's already matting down a little bit. It's still a little shiny, but that's just the nature of it. Alright, so we've got that. I'm going to try to low light it a little bit with this darker blue. And see, that's not one of my specialties. But I'm going to try it just for fun, using this really fancy brush. Yeah, Doug should know by now that he should not leave me alone anywhere near crafts or craft-related items because I'll just start picking up stuff and putting it on the pile, which is what happened with this brush. But, you know, supporting a small independent game store, it's fine. Alright, so, as you can kind of-ish see, that is the kind of support I like. I deserve to get all the crafts I want. Damn straight. But yeah, so you can see there's kind of a texture in it. So I'm just going to follow that. And keep drinking water. I blame this. I literally have not coughed all day. We were also outside though. We went to the farmer's market, so that didn't help anything. Because I'm allergic to everything, but especially outside. Alright, so I have way too much paint on this brush. There we go. We're just gonna immense concentration. Now I don't have enough paint on the brush. For God's sake, there we go. Lightly brush this into every crack just to give it a little more texture. Concentration. If you don't have texture on your... I was delivered something. Oh my gosh, is that a Snickers? I was delivered a Snickers. It's just buttering me up at this point. So, we're giving it a nice little... Yeah, we went quite a few places today. We went to the farmer's market, and then we went to the Warhammer store, and then we went to Best Buy, because I wanted to get this second camera, because I didn't have one, and I'd seen this one there, and it was relatively cheap, and I'm like, oh, it'd be such a good craft camera, but I didn't buy it at the time because reasons, and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna paint, I might as well do it and then I can talk to people. That's fun. And then we went out to my parents because my mom had asparagus. And if there's ever a reason to go to somebody's house, it's for free asparagus. Am I right? There. Well, his back has a lot of texture that you probably can't see. Maybe a little bit. I'm going to keep showing you stuff even if you can't see it, just for fun. But I'm not like a professional painter or anything, obviously. This is all stuff that I learned off of YouTube mostly. Or it just seems intuitive, like the shadows have a darker color on it. Swoop, swoop, swoop. And honestly, I didn't pick up the darker color either. I was just looking at it in my tray of paint because I have a whole little 3-tiered cabinet thing that's got at the bottom. It's for painting miniatures. At the bottom, it's got like stuff to go on the ground. Like I have corkboard so I can make rocks or any sort of terrain sort of stuff. Which I really wanted to do with these, but they're attached to the... This is easier to see. They're attached to the thing at the bottom. And I don't know, with their particular feet on this, I don't know if I can get them off without ruining the figurine. And I don't really want to try it. Because I don't want to hurt him. He's cute. He's a cute little dude. There we go. We got some texture. But yeah, so it's got terrain stuff, and then I've got paints. A whole bunch of paints. Most of which, I have some Citadel ones for this specifically. But most of mine are like Craft Smart. Because they work the same way, honestly. It's just sometimes you want the specific color, and we were in the store, and there were craft supplies, and I can't help myself. Cleaning off this brush. So we're going to go in with the light color now. I gotta close this one. This one is kind of an old one. It's getting a little hardened. This one's brand new though. But yeah, it's got paint and then my manipulation supplies, so like a drill, an automatic file, that sort of stuff for when I want to do the nurgles, and then I can just alter the actual figurine. Way easier than trying to like dig it out with a manual file. And then the top has paint brushes slash a toothbrush if I want to do. That's for this slash also for like soap and whatever. If I want to do a splatter technique, which is great. And then I don't remember what's over there. Oh, stuff for more manipulation. So it's my yellow green goo stuff that I can use too. It's a very pleasant name. I don't remember what it is. I think it's just called green stuff that I can use to build. It's like an epoxy putty. And then the figurines that I've done that fit in there. Forget what I was telling you about that, but you know life. I always, every time I do a just talking stream, I bring over a whole bunch of cards that have topics on them that I've had forever, just in case I run out of stuff to talk about, and it turns out I can just talk away about whatever for long periods of time. It's helpful to have the gift of gab. Alright, so now I have a lighter color. That's too much. Yeah, whatever. I have a lighter color and I'm going to do the highlights, so the places that the light would naturally hit. I'm going to try to do them at least. I'm not very good at highlighting. I'm significantly better at low lighting than I am at highlighting for whatever reason. And that gives me immense concentration. Or slash makes me use immense concentration. Alright, we're just going to highlight right there. There is a technique that's called dry brushing that I haven't really tried too much on this, which is just you get your brush really dry and then you go like swoosh over it and it's supposed to highlight everything that would naturally be highlighted. And I'm like, I like that idea. That is harder than it sounds, as I basically do like a low-key version of that right now. But this is on these folds right here. I'm going to do this very professional technique called put the paint on and take another paintbrush to try and wipe it off. It works. You get too much. There we go. And right there is a little bit of a highlight. Yeah, every time I go in, he tries to show me what better to do. Because we usually bring in models. We didn't this time, just because didn't think about it. So I think he's seen all the recent ones I've done. The dude at the Warhammer store. And every time he tries to explain highlighting better, and I just don't get it. Like, I understand in theory. But I do not understand in practice. Honestly, I think that looks alright. I want a little ham on some of them, which we can fix up right now. Hello, Devious Muppet. How are you today? Yeah. Trying to get my highlights correct, and I am not great at highlighting. So luckily, we still have some paint of this first original color. And we're just going to patch that up because I went far too dark. Far, far too dark. There we go. That looks a little better. I don't know if you can kind of see the highlights now. A smidge. You can tell there's multiple colors. It's just hard to see where it's highlighting. Unless I go like that, you can see there's definitely multiple colors on there. I wish either of these cameras focused on close things, but in order to change the focus, I'd have to get a significantly more expensive webcam, and I'm not going to do that so you can occasionally see some light highlighting. If I got really, really great at this, we'll talk, but anyway, now he has a cold resemblance on his thing. I missed a blue spot. I just noticed it when I picked it up like that. Oh, thank you for following. Okay, I fixed it. Nobody saw a thing. It's fine. That always happens whenever I paint these. I get like just done and I'm showing it off and then I notice like I didn't paint the bottom of a shoe or something and it's like, no! Now I have to go back and fix it and then you accidentally paint over something else. It's fine. Details. Alright, so he's got his kilt. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is try to get to his, like, body armor. Which, let's see what I have here. I have this alloy. And I've also got this one, which is like a gold rust. You can see the color on that really well because I accidentally tipped this paint pot over at some point. I don't know how much is left in it, but we'll find out. I think this alloy is going to be nice and shiny, and it'll be great for his like chest piece color, because then we can give it some rust. So as I was saying earlier, he is very dead, so he's probably not going to care that much about the quality of his chest armor, because like what are they going to do, kill him again? Like, let's test the other one, see if the paint or the glue dried. That glue is not dry. I missed it earlier, I broke the head off the other one. You know life. They're zombie skeletons, they'll be fine. Alright, so trying to see where this is. There's a little pattern on his insignia that I don't want to paint over because I'll have to paint over it again. But everything is black for the most part on this one because I have a white highlight. And oh, thank you for following, Ninja B. I'm getting a lot of followers today. It's very exciting. But yeah, I have a white highlight. There's actually a priming method you can use where you do black all over the figurine first, and then you just spray like twice through with a white to show the like where the sun would actually be. So they say theoretically you can see it through the paint. I've never been able to see it through the paint, but it does help a lot when I'm actually painting because I can look and see, like from my view as I'm trying to paint, I can see where the sun would be coming from. So I know that part's got to be lighter than the other parts. But I went outside to prime today and my white primer was just not having it. So he's got a slight spray on him. As you can see, his ears got white. And by his ears, I mean the bat wings on his helmet, which are just now his ears. Yeah, those got white, but nothing else did. So that's just not going to work out today. Yeah, that's why I'm having a hard time seeing it, which I could grab my magnifying glass. Then I have to set it up and plug it into something because it's got a thing on it. It'll be fine. Details. It's a free little miniature. Yeah, I don't have any skeleton armies. I have a bunch of Nurgles, which are the rotting ones. And I have a bunch of lizard men, because they're dinosaurs. I don't know if they're any good to play, but I do love a good dinosaur. Hard to beat free models? Definitely, yeah. Especially when it's like, I don't really need like a concise army. I just like to paint them. And preferably make them into dioramas. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. The thing I last painted was a pyramid that comes from not this set, but the Age of Sigmar fantasy thing. And it's supposed to be a magical pyramid. I don't know if it actually comes with the dinosaurs or not, but I'm putting it with the dinosaurs. And anyway, I took that set, and what I did was I broke a hole in it. The pyramid. So I took my wire cutter things that you usually use to cut the models out of the, I don't know what they're called. They come in the like kits, and then you cut out the pieces and then you glue the pieces together. Anyway, I used the wire cutters that I usually use to cut that out, and I just cut a big hole in it. And then I made a giant dinosaur that is going to be a mama dinosaur that has ripped a hole in this pyramid, and the pyramid is broken. And then I found some eggs that look like appropriate size to what a dinosaur egg would be compared to the model. And then I got some like fake stick log things that I'm going to make a nest, and it's going to be inside of it. And then today while we were there, along with the free models and some paint, I got some ruins, some ancient ruins that I can put near that. Because I like the rune aesthetic. I mean, they're both runes in a way, because all of Warhammer is war, and it's slightly apocalyptic. But some 40k is sci-fi, so it's tech ruins versus like ancient Greek pillars. And I like the ancient Greek pillars better personally. I find them more interesting and fun to work with. But I have to figure out how I'm going to incorporate them into that. Because it's like, please clarify, I know nothing about Warhammer other than the models are fun to paint. I'll wait. War of 40k takes place outside the greater galaxy we have. I would argue they both do. Because we also, I was going to say we don't have dinosaurs. That's not true. We did have them. There are, and as such, there are countless worlds of various levels of technology. Okay, so This is not necessarily a different world. It's just, well, it's a different world, but it's a world with other technology levels. That's fair, that's fair. And I'm working with the dinosaur world / lizardmen. Well, most races are teched up. It's not guaranteed as an example. Well, this world, whatever world it is that I'm creating, is teched up because the original pyramid that I was making had some sort of like a portal-y thing on it. It dealt with the weather, like it could control the weather or like the aridity of an area. And now it's broken because I broke it, but / specifically arranged it to be broken. So like it looks like it was set up and then fell apart and broke. But so they have a certain level of tech. It's just not this particular dinosaur that I'm dealing with. Because he / she, because she's the mom, broke that, doesn't understand what it is. There are a group of basically Amish space elves who settle on a planet or planets and almost eschew fancy weapons and ride dinosaurs into battle. Yes, and those are, I believe, what I have. I also have a whole bunch of, possibly the elves. They're very hard to do. You have to get very detailed on them. You do not. The ones you have are lizards. Oh, okay, well, whatever. I have the lizards instead of the dinosaurs. It still looks like a dinosaur, though. Anyway, long story short, I'm making a dinosaur diorama with my lizard. Technically, a dinosaur is a type of lizard, so they're dinosaur meant now. Mine are, at least. Thought I read that riddle with dinosaurs as a battle. That would be a fun game. I would totally play that if they're like, okay, stop. Answer me these riddles 3 really quick. That would be amazing. I would play that game nonstop. Okay, so I have added color to his armor. At least now with the color differences, you can kind of see that there is something going on. So now I'm going to wreck it a bit. And preferably make it just a tad rusted. I might take some black paint too and see if I can get it dinged up. Or at least look like something has happened to it. Maybe I should do that first. This is one that I don't have a little Citadel one for anymore. This is just Apple Barrel brand apparently. There we go. And still gonna mix a little bit of water in. That was not enough water for that amount of paint. The bad thing about the non-Citadel brand paints is that you can't get just a tiny bit of paint. It's always like 7 years worth of paint for figurines. Alright, so we're just gonna lightly ding it up. Try to cast almost a shadowish area. Just around the edges. So I don't want it to be too prominent. I just want it to almost look like it's not there at all. So like there's a hole in that area. It kind of works. I don't know why I keep showing you can't really see it, but there's black there, trust me. And let's do a little chunk on the front. We'll do right there. And squish it up a little more towards his heart because he died in battle. I don't know why that's the explanation, but it is. He was stabbed through the heart. And you're to blame. Okay. Anyway. Just a tiny bit of damage. Now let's give it some rusting. If there's any paint left in this one that I knocked over. Oh, the day I knocked it over, I was so sad because it got all over my shirt, and it was one of my favorite shirts, but it came out just fine, so I was happy about that. Oh, there's a little bit left. I'm glad, because this is a really good rusted color, and I don't have another one of these offhand. This is Balthazar Gold. I don't know who decided on that because it's definitely rust color. So we're just gonna rust up randomly. Give it some nice tints here and there. Especially on the sides. Maybe some on his shoulder pads. I'm gonna get that nice chunk of stain right there. That's a bit too much. There we go. I'm a big fan of the professional method of I got too much, let me just rub it off with my fingers. It works. There. Now his stuff looks all rusted and crappy. Which is exactly the way I wanted it to look. It's an art, not a science. Yes, definitely. And you know, sometimes the easiest way to get it done is to just be like, I'ma touch it. Except now I'm covered in paint. Not that I wasn't already, because I kind of accidentally sprayed one of my fingers when I went and did the primer on this. You know, life. Alright, so we've got that. Actually, while I've got the silver up, I might do, he has a weird little waist belt thing that looks like chainmail. I'm gonna get that as well. Waist belt as opposed to all your other belts, you know. Get that, and then we're gonna add some rust to that as well, because I mean, is it even complete if it doesn't have a thin layer of rust on it? Come on. Luckily, and I remember this too from when I worked on the Nurgles and they had a lot of chain on them. For whatever reason, the chains need like a coat and that's it. I'm not sure why, but they look amazing after a light coat. So let's add our rusting. Some light rust at the side. Gotta get that underbelt. Perfect. Slight rust. I feel like his one shoulder pad got too rusted though. Do I have any more of this I can put on? Just dab some silver back on. I need to go straight for the source. This is unorthodox. I'm just fixing a light bit. There we go. Okay. Alright. So now he's also got a belt. I can tell you're excited. You can kind of see the belt. Alright, so do I want to do his shield or his helmet? Oh, he's also got a chainmail thing I missed on his face. We'll do that later. It's the alloy one. Canoplactic alloy. / silver is what we're going to call it. head. That sounds like fun. Well, his head / arms. Because they're all going to be, like, bone colored. And as I remember from last time, if you take this Rackarath flesh color, which is just like yellowy tan, and you mix it with some white, it turns out to be a perfect bone color. Because I had some, when I did the pyramid, there were some skulls on it. So I had to skull it up a bit. Because this color on its own is just a little too dark. We want light bones, not painted bones. I don't know. Dark bones? I guess, like, sometimes if you think of, like, bones in, I don't know why my brain went to amusement park rides, but if you know what I mean, where they've been, like, the ones with water and stuff, and they just look grody and yellowish. Alright, that looks a little better. It might need some more white. Do a lot of color mixing when I do this. So I better get this right on the first shot, because I don't want to have to try and match that color. It needs more. Because we want it mostly white with just a little bleach. There we go. That's a good slightly rotten bone color. Trust me on it. It's like that color. You can kind of see it. So we're just gonna quick get too much paint on my brush. He's got an arm, so I'm just gonna paint his arm quick. This is gonna need multiple coats. I can tell you that right now. It's a good thing I'm doing this before I do the sword, because I just got arm paint all over his sword. How embarrassing for him. You don't want your sword the same color as your arm. I mean, talk about clashing, yeah. Alright, he's got some small eyeballs, so we're just gonna poke and hope for the best. He is mostly covered. He's got a helmet and like a face shield. We're trying to get the back of his skull, and then he's got a little baby spine out here. So we're just gonna quick paint. Professional paint drying. I wonder if you could use, like, have you ever seen those child's toys for like the fingernail dryer things where you can put your finger in and then it'll dry it? I'm sure they have them for adults too. I've only ever seen them for child's toys. I wonder if you could use that to make it dry quicker. I mean, it's definitely a light breeze worth of air. It would probably work well for these. Let's take them down to an actual professional nail salon. Just be like, hi, can I put my skeletons in your thing? Alright, get that spine a-going. Alright. Put your... You know, I'm a wordsmith. I don't know what they're actually called. The little blower doodad. Trying to get his shoulder in there. Alright. Fan! That's probably a way better word for it. You know, the other day, I was trying to think of a glue stick. Because I'm at work and I was trying to close an envelope. I could not think of the word for it. I don't have envelope glue sticks. but one of my coworkers does. So I was like, Dana, can I borrow your water stick thing? And she was like, the hell are you talking about? No, there's definitely nothing better than putting my skeleton into your blower. Like, if nothing else, you have their full attention now. And I'm going to take this other brush and just lightly scoosh over this to give it some texture on the bones. Because you want your bones to be textured. I assume. Seems like it'd be a good thing to have. It attaches to muscle better? Question mark. Texture bones. Texture bones. Oh no, I got a shield. Good thing we haven't painted it yet. Alright. Let me get his eye holes. Alright, doesn't he look fabulous? He's got an arm. Let me put it right over the white so you can see the white paint. Perfect. Super fabulous. Okay, now I gotta wash both my brushes. That one is washed. We might have to get a better camera. Yeah, if we're gonna do a lot of these, we might have to get a better one. But I tried it with this camera too, this face camera, and you cannot see a darn thing. Like, it's still just, yeah, he is there, alright. I'm turning the wrong way now. I've gotten used to the other way of the camera. Ugh. Alright, I don't know if I actually have a sword. That's a focusing issue. I mean, I understand, but I'm not gonna sit here and try to focus the camera for 25 minutes being like, look at me. I could. Probably get help from it. Or with it from someone. We could. Is it weird if he has like bat wings? I kind of want to paint them black on his helmet so they look like bat wings. And then give the rest of his helmet like a metal sheen. If you had a magnifier to put under. Not sure about the lighting. I do have a magnifier, but I don't think it would help in this case. We can try it. Please hold as I scoot away and get a magnifier. Yeah. Oh, it's caught under stuff. Caught forever. Oh god, panic. Okay. We got it. No more panicking. I don't know how I would attach it. And it is dusty. I haven't magnified stuff for a while. Alright, there's a magnifier. Ultimate brain power. Okay. There he is. Hey. Kind of. Ouch. Going backwards and also going backwards. I could super glue it. It has a clamp that has paper in it right now because it was too big for the surface it was on at the oh god, okay. It was too big for the surface it was on at the time. And now there's a desk here. I might be able to hook it to the, if I open the drawer. Problem solving on the fly, people. Yeah. Okay. If I open the drawer, it kind of stays up. I'll just have to hold it here. It's 100% effective. It also has a light on it. Ah. Love it. I don't know where my surge protector is. Oh, it's way over there. So much effort. It's plugged in. There. And I can see him really close with the light. if I could. It's weirdly, because I have the camera that this is on flipped, and then the magnifier also flips. So it's hard to figure out what direction it's going. Yeah, there he is. Aw, he's a cutie. But yeah, anyway, his, those the bat wings, I kind of want to paint black and just be like, I have giant bat wings on my head. As a skeleton soldier might. I mean, why wouldn't he? I don't want to limit his progress in life. I'm going to put that back on the ground for now because I don't think I can actually keep it there. It doesn't really sit well. Like, it's a magnifier from Amazon and it works great sometimes, but it doesn't work great if you want it to stay in one spot for a long period of time. Alright, so my silver has dried up. Oh, this is the wrong brush for what I was using. The silver's dried up, so I'm going to get some more silver. 60% of the time. 60% is generous. It works very well if you're doing very small detail work. Alright, we're just gonna... Well, now that I have silver, I might as well give him his mustache cover. Which is what I assume that face guard is supposed to be. Oh, that is far too much paint. Come here. Come here. Come off. Okay, there. Mustache. There, the mustache is protected. I know everybody was worried about it. But you do not have to be worried any longer. Let's get the rest of his helmet. Except for the bat wings, which we are going to make a different color. And there's apparently an emblem on his helmet that I have just colored over. And his giant stick at the top of his head. I don't know why some helmets have that. Is it so you can, like, headbutt stab people? Because that is what I've always assumed it was for. Which seems like it would take a lot of force. I assume actually it's probably just for decoration, but that's not as fun. Ah, yes, it may have been a mouth guard. That makes more sense. We're gonna give his mustache cover a second coat. And then, let's get back on this helmet. Yeah, he has kind of like a nose cover as well. Whatever kind of armor he has, I don't want it because it apparently did not work. So you don't need your stabby head. And apparently just a kilt and a, like, chest cover is not enough for this world. You need at least 2 chest covers. And maybe some pants. There. He's got a helmet now. Gonna... Hold on. I'm just gonna get a regular magnifying glass next time. Hey, he's got a helmet and some bat wings. We're gonna darken the bat wings though because I don't like them. Right now they're the only thing that ended up white with the one spray of white that my white primer got. It just went straight for the bat wings. That's the one thing I don't want white, so... Alright, cool. My black is still good to paint. So let us give him a nice bat wing. I'm sure this is how this model was intended. 100%. Oh, and then if I can figure out the ice, I could have some, like, frost. I could still just, if I can get a dry enough brush, just do a little, like, steeple along the back, along the highlights of the bat wings. Oh, that'd be fun. Just for a nice frost covering, since he froze to death. Batwing. The back is already pretty black. There, he's got some bat wings on his head. If I can get this eye socket, we'll be in business. The nice thing about these guys is they don't have eyes. Already rotted away, so it's very easy to do. It just takes a lot of aim and for his eye socket to not be filled with silver / white. Which is a big ask. Now I have to repair it because I did it poorly. Oh god, I'm just dragging his eye everywhere. Oh, now it looks worse. It looks much worse. I should have just left it semi weird cocked. It would just look like he, one of his eye sockets was broken and was facing upwards. But no. Yeah, eyes are kind of annoying to paint. Regular eyes especially. Eye socket's not as bad. There we go. Nice hollow eye socket there. It looks a lot better. I'm going to give his helmet a little more paint because I accidentally painted that with the flesh color. Trials and tribulations. And then give his helmet stabber another cover as well because I got some black on that. Oh, he's gorgeous. Alright, what do we need to do? Well, he needs some rust, obviously. There's nothing left of that rust, it is dry. But I mean, what is a stabby helmet without some rust on it? Am I right or am I right? Alright. Close that rust. I really need to get some more of that because it's a nice color. So first of all, this whole tip is lightly rusted. And then we'll just add some nice highlight rust and low light rust. Metallic paints really are the best. They add a little something to it even when you're not doing a ton, which is nice. Okay. There, he's got some rust on him. Oh, not on his mouth guard though. Mouth guard / mustache guard. There. He's got like a weird bone bracelet right here on his elbow. I don't know what that's supposed to be. / what color it should be. I feel like we need to add some more bright colors into this. Because he doesn't really have a lot. So, he's got on his shield, well, it just looks like a wooden shield, basically. But then it's got a little skull and some skeletons because he's a skelly boy. And then on his front and back of his headpiece. Thank you for stopping by. It was good to talk to you. Have a good dinner. Is on the front and back of his chest piece. He's got a symbol of some sort, and it's also on the back of his helmet. So, I think maybe like, call me crazy, but like a purple, I think would be fun. I'm just adding a little more black on the black sections that I blacked off. So that it looks like a darker hole. I think I'm going to do purple. Because why shouldn't he have purple on his armor? I've got a nice regal purple. One drop is good. And mix in just a smidgen of water. And now there's water coming down my brush. Alright. I don't know about this whole getting under his mouth guard thing. It's working alright. He's gonna need multiple layers of the purple though, I think. Which is not a big deal. Actually I think on the back it's just part of the riveting. So maybe I'll only put it on these two. So we can have some nice chest and back ornamentation. For no particular reason. Just to give him a little color. I'd like to paint part of his shield red. Maybe the skeleton itself. So a black dot on that. On his one arm. I think I may have accidentally rubbed off part of the paint. There we go. It happens. Getting the paintbrush on the second monitor. That's alright. So he's got a little bit of purple on him. Smidgen right. You can kind of see it right there. It's easier to see on his back. Where the heck is the thing? Its back is like right here-ish. It's not a lot of purple, but you don't go into battle wearing a lot of purple unless you're a king. Alright, so what we have left is his boots and his sword and shield, and everything else looks pretty done actually, which is nice. So let us get out some more silver and we can do his sword really quick. That seems like a good natural progression. Because I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with this shield yet. So the sword is going to be silver because that's the color swords are. And we'll get this side of the blade. I mean, yes, we're going to add rust to it, obviously, but I want the nice base coat of the silver. I wish I'd thought to add, before I primed it, to add like a little bit of like a broken section of the sword. So like part had broken off in battle or something. Oh, that would have been cool. Oh well. He's got a sword now. Mew. And what color do we want the handle of the sword to be? Do you have any suggestions? I have pretty much every color. I'll wait for a second. Because over here, the most colorful elements I have are blue, purple, and red. But all of my paint is right there, so I can grab a different color if I want. I just don't necessarily want any color shifting ones in this one because they don't find him magical per se. But also, I don't think pink would be the best. I suppose we could do purple again. I already got the purple up, and it would add a nice accent to his thing. Like, no, I'm gonna do that. I think it's gonna have a purple handle on his sword. That's a nice accent. Oh, that looks cute. I mean, I know that's totally the reason, the look we're supposed to be going for is cute skeleton warrior, but still. Alright. If we can get this front part. I mean, I'm going to give him a nice shade colorant, which will go through and make them all look gross and dusty afterward. Because it really helps with the dinginess of them. Because, I mean, they're warriors. But for now, a nice bright color is fun. There. Let me get out the magnifying glass. Yeah. I'll actually turn on the light for you this time. Nope. 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 There he is. Oh, he's got a purple sword. And ears. And still a black shield. We need to do something about that. So that's the next thing, because after that we just have shoes, which is like, it's shoes. I can give him brown or something, or we can just leave him black. If I leave him black, I mean I'd want a different black color. I dropped things, hold on. Okay, so, shield, I don't have a brown over here. I did not think that through. Let me grab one quick. This is a good brown part. Nice brown color. So we can make it wood. It's a very bright brown, but it'll be fine. Gotta get that posture. Is my posture bad or what? I missed something. I mean, probably my posture's usually bad. I tried, but it does not work out well. We're just... Sorry, I'm holding it close instead of showing you. My bad. I'm just gonna... Oh, and I see some nice rivets on this. Get the sides of the shield. I dropped it. I mean, this looks like the kind where it could easily not actually be wooden, like be designed to look wooden but is not, but I like the idea that it actually is. Like this warrior picked up a piece of wood and was like, it's fine. What are they gonna do, stab me? Pre-death, obviously. Or post-death, I mean, not pre-death. What am I talking about? Pre-death, I assume he had a much better weapon. Post-death is like, yeah, I'm a skeleton. Stab away! Get another layer really quick. Nice little light stabbing between friends never hurt anybody, right? Alright. You got that wood of the shield. Looking fine. There's some nice rivets on this shield, actually. I would like to paint those. Which, I need to close this silver color and this brown. I'm just leaving them open. Whoops. What if we take... Well, this is the gold. Do I have a different gold? I probably do. In fact, I know I do somewhere. Is this gold? Nope, that's not gold. That is not gold either. Not sure why I had maroon. And I grabbed my shades. That's helpful. Alright, I don't know where my other go. Ah, I found it. Never mind. Just as I was saying, I didn't know what it was. It's got a white top, so it threw me off. So for some reason, the gold has a white top. I don't know, man. Alright, so I'm just gonna lightly dip this in. Just straight up. Which is not how you're supposed to use these paints, but I just want, like, a little bit of gold on these rivets. I don't think this is making much of a difference, but I can feel the difference. And that's what's important. There we go. I always like to do the screws and rivets on their clothes a different color just because I find it interesting. Alright, so I assume this is supposed to actually be like an actual skeleton, but I think it's more fun if he took something and painted a skeleton on it. So on this shield, I think I'm going to do the skeleton part as red for extra color. Because he's not super colorful. If I can get this one open without... There we go. I was getting a little worried that it's going to spray everywhere. This may not actually be a good plan because red kind of symbolizes heat, but it's also like a devil skull, so, you know. The shield is plenty warm. Maybe if you look at it that way, like the shield is now saying, hey, you don't have to be cold. You joined the sweet embrace of the undead army. Yeah? This is gonna make up a backstory for his shield really quick, don't mind me. A little more red. I can kind of see there's something on there. Now this red dries very dark, which I don't like. But, yeah, so it goes. Alright. So I think all we have left are shoes. I'm trying to say I kind of like it's a black, so I'm just going to add a little bit of a black paint to them to make sure they're all black. Oh, his weird arm wristlet thing. I kind of want to make that red too. That'd be fun. Or should we do blue to match his skirt? Maybe blue. Keep with the Frozen theme on him. We'll do this medium blue. It's such a small area, I'm not going to bother with that either. It'll be fine. Oh, he's got one higher too, damn it. Alright. Now I got blue on this other thing. There we go, it's gone. And his arm thing. Alright. So he's got his little blue elbow pads. I don't know why he has blue there. And honestly, he's looking pretty good to me. Let me bring this baby back up. Let's see if maybe if I hold this closer. Let me show you the paint bottle quick. Hey! That's the dude. Now let's add some snowflakes onto his ears. Bad ears. To signify that it is snowy. So I've had a white here that's been drying for a long time. Let me get a different brush. Let's see if there's one that is slightly dying. Oh yeah, this one's great. So this one, I'm gonna do this on. Let me get some white. And then we're just gonna lightly fleck his ears a little bit. Make them look vaguely frosted. I don't know if I like it or not. I mean, if not, it's easy enough to paint it black again, but... We do the back as well. The back's turning out better than the front did. That's mildly annoying, but also life. That's how it works. Let me try to redo the front a bit, because what I did on the back was slightly different. I just like smeared it on. There, that looks better. Let me refix the back. Alright, and now let me get up close and personal with this baby. There, he's got frosted ears. Yay! Because he's cold. And when the base is got some snow on it, it'll look more understandably. Maybe we should paint the base white real quick. I mean, I'm definitely going to put a snow thing on it, but that way it'll look at least more understandable. Swoop, swoop. Doing a really quick job because again I'm going to cover this all with snow, so whatever. I think I might go and get some snow, whatever it is, the fake snow that you can put on stuff. I mean, you might as well, it looks cute. My basing is always pretty fun. Well, thank you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna look cool with snow. I really wish I could take him off this base and put him on a snowy rock, but it's just not gonna happen because he is stuck on this base. But I think that'd look really cute. Turn. Okay. I might need some more white, but I'm going to put him on that now because I got some white runoff. There. Added some of that. We got to get another coat on to make it super white. Well, it's not going to, but you know, life. Just gonna... I'm doing it too close to myself again. Somebody warned me when I'm doing that. Not that I won't see your message until like a minute later, but still. That's beside the point. More white. Now that's still too loose, but... And he got some white on his shoes, but I'm not too concerned because he's walking in snow. So he should theoretically have plenty of white on his shoes. Oh, you know, it'd be cool when I get the snow basing, cause he's, just wipe that off. It'll be fine. His back foot here is like stepped up because he's walking. What if I can do like a footprint in it? Like he was walking through the snow. Oh, that'd be cool. It might be really hard, but I feel like I can make it work. So, let me pull up this baby again. This is very hard to look at. And there's that. This is what he looks like with a white base. He's walking in the snow. Aww, isn't he cute? So I want to put on a shade, but I can't do that yet. I gotta wait till he's totally dry, which he seems pretty dry. Hold on. Other than his base. But I'm not putting a shade on the base because I want it to be white anyway. Actually, I think it's fine. So I've got this Seraphim Sepia, which a shade is just like really watered down paint, kind of. So it just adds like a layer of muck. Just exactly what we want on our models. So this one, we don't have to water it down anymore. We're just gonna start. Actually, I don't want it so much on his wings. Because I want that snow to really stand out. So I'm going to hold on to his bat wings for stability. Give him just a smidgen of a shade in the places where he really needs it, which is not everywhere. Mostly it's going to be on his weapons and his skirt kilt. His chest piece. There we go. If I do it on the bones, they'll look more realistic. Again, it just gives a better highlight of everything. No! I dropped him in the white paint! Luckily it only got on the shield. Which actually, that kind of looks cool. I'm not mad at it. The shield got in the snow. Just saying. We're gonna leave it. Because, first of all, I don't want to fix it. Second of all, I kind of like it. He's gonna have to dry sideways. Yeah, ta-da. He's slightly grimier now. Let me grab the thing. No, that rolled my brush right in the paint. Somebody take the paint away from me. I need to just, whenever I switch colors, the paint bin needs to go far, far away from me. Alright, so there he is. See, it kind of looks like snow dripping down his shield. It worked out for the best. And then he just looks a little bit grimier. How do I flip him? There we go. Smidge grimy. And he is all done then. Yay! That actually didn't take very long. Hour and 42 minutes. Considering all I had done before was priming, that's not bad. So, I'm going to head out for the night. Because that was not bad for painting, very long for streaming for me. But, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Let me move back to this. Do you have any interest in watching me paint more things? I kind of just did it today because I wanted to do something and I haven't decided on the game yet. Although, as I was telling Doug, like, my two biggest subscribers, followers, whatever, are him and my mom. Who I'm pretty sure they would happily watch me just sitting here, chilling. So, it doesn't really matter, but I'm trying to decide because it feels like a big decision. So I haven't decided yet. But I wanted to do something, but if you think it'd be fun to watch me paint more of these, let me know and I can. I have a lot that I haven't gotten around to painting. But, yeah, drop me a message if you think so, or if you're just like, please never do this again. Oh god. I do have a box of Pokemon cards to open as well. That is true. I need to get around to that at some point. But I still need to research more about, like, which ones are good and which ones are not good or whatever. It'd be fun. Oh, thank you, Muted Sage. Alright, I'm gonna head out. I hope everybody has a good night, and I will see you all later. Bye!